today's video, I'm going to be exploring the jerkies of the world. You will be surprised of how many varieties there are. As reference, jerky is dry meats, sometimes cured, others smoked, and even air-dried. And here in the US, these on-the-go snacks are super popular. The most common ones are these. You can literally find them everywhere. But if you're a true lover of jerky, you look for the premium ones. And there is huge difference in flavor, texture, and moisture. But since almost every country has a different variation of these awesome treats, I'll be making the most common ones. A few are going to be super cheap, one is going to be extremely expensive, which I can guarantee you've never seen before. So let's begin. This is called Buton. It's from South Africa and quite different than the traditional way of making beef jerky. But at the same time, I'm hoping that it's absolutely delicious, especially this version I'm about to make. And everything starts off with this, picanha. Now in order to make Buton, the first thing I need to do is to go ahead and slice it. I'm doing so in nice large steaks and against the grain. And the reason being is that I have a feeling that this is going to be so tender in the end that I want a little bit of chew when I finish it. As you can see, once I was done, I was left about 1-inch thick steaks. Now for the marinade, it's quite simple. I just threw everything into a bowl, starting with cayenne pepper, coriander, salt, red wine vinegar, followed by Worcestershire sauce. Now I mixed everything well, and that's my marinade. You can use whatever it is that you like, but just be aware of two important elements. Number one is the salt, and the second one will be the vinegar. Go heavy on those two elements. If not, your Buton will not have that much flavor. Once I was done, the next thing to do was to go ahead and soak my meat in there. Making sure that every single edge is fully coated is a must. If not, the flavor won't be that pronounced. As the next thing to do is to go ahead, cover it up, and let it marinate for at least 24 hours. Once the time was up, I took it out and look. You can clearly see that the color has changed, and that is because of the salt and vinegar mix. That is what we want, because the next thing to do is quite simple. I went ahead and transferred to a tray, added some hooks on the edges, and traditionally Buton is hang dry anywhere in your house. I want my Buton to be as good as possible, so I try to use a controlled environment, and there's nothing better than my dry age cabinet. But don't let this stop you from trying to make Buton, because depending on where you live, you might just be able to hang dry no problem. As after about 7 days, I took it out and look. It is nice and dry, completely changed color on me, and it smells phenomenal. That's one of the things whenever you're dealing with cured meat, jerky, or dry age. If it smells good, you're good. If it's kind of funky, watch out. Now the next thing to do is to go ahead and slice it. And when I did, I was reviewed with perfectly cured meat. I mean, take a look at this. I could not have been any more pleased. It smells great, it feels nice and tender, and I think it's going to taste amazing. That we're going to be finding out real shortly. Because next up, it's something you've never seen before. I certainly haven't. It's Chinese and called Baokwa. I hope I'm saying that right. Supposedly it is extremely flavorful and completely different than what jerky is supposed to be. And here's how to make it. Everything starts off with ground pork. This one I did not ground myself. I just got it on my local supermarket. And the very first step is to get the marinade going. So into a bowl I threw in brown sugar, followed by 5 spice, oyster sauce, white pepper, honey, mirin, fish sauce, and light soy sauce. Now mix everything well and my marinade is ready. In the end, this is what it looked like. Mix everything thoroughly, as it is extremely important to get that combined with the ground pork. Then I covered it up and let it marinate for at least 2 hours, or better yet, overnight. The very next day, I put some parchment paper on the tray, removed my meat from the refrigerator, and slowly started adding to the parchment paper. And here's where it's very important. We want to make a nice thin layer that it's even. The flatter you get it, the better it's going to taste. It will shrink quite a bit, so going all the way to the edges is a must. As now that it's ready, into the oven it goes at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. After about 1 hour, take a look. It has shrinked quite a bit. I went ahead and strained the juice, made extra marinade, and applied right on top. This is where you're going to be developing flavor on top of flavor. Once it was fully covered, back in it went. I did this about 5 times. Cooking it low and slow is the way to go. If not, the sugars will burn and you will have an off flavor. Because in the end, take a look. This is my take on Baokwa. It is one of the most unique type of jerky I've ever made in my life. And as you saw it was extremely cheap to make. Unlike our very next one. By far, this is the most expensive piece of meat I've ever got the pleasure to experience. It is a Japanese Wagyu A5 tenderloin. However, it has been dry aged, and we all know that dry age makes everything better. And I'm not quite sure if this is the best meat to make jerky, but we're gonna do it anyway. The thing is that usually beef jerky experts always tell you to use lean cuts. I don't understand the reason why, because even fat tastes fantastic as beef jerky. However, this is going to be an interesting option. And after removing all of the pellicles and slicing it nice and thin, I was left with this beautiful piece of meat. Take a look at this marbling. I can honestly say it is something you do not see every day. For the marinade, I made it quite simple. Into a bowl I threw in salt, followed by black pepper, my rub, which is available for purchase now. Links will be on the description. Next up, we got honey, and to finish it up, Worcestershire sauce. Now the only thing you have to do is to mix it well, and my marinade is ready. As you can see, this one is going to be very flavorful. At the same time, not compromising the wonderful taste of this beef. Next up is to get this thing marinated really good. I made sure that every single edge of the beef was fully covered with the marinade. The last thing we want is to mess up this expensive cut of beef. Once everything was nicely marinated, I covered it up and into the refrigerator it went for 2 hours. Once the time was up, take a look. You can clearly see that the marinade penetrated deeply in there. This is gonna be a treat. As now, the next thing to do is to set it down on a cooling rack. Make sure to separate them evenly, as we're gonna throw in the first layer of flavor. And for that, I'm gonna be using my grill. After lighting up just the edge on my charcoal basket, I went ahead and threw some pellets in there. Then I laid down my expensive beef jerky and covered it up to smoke for 2 hours. Once the time was up, I took it out and look. Beef jerky heaven. This one is as easy as it gets. If you are curious about the temperature, it was at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. I really hope that this is gonna be fantastic. But at the same time, jerky experts always say don't use fatty beef for it. Well, we're about to find out really shortly if this was a good idea or a bad one. As now I'm ready to make this one, which is different than all others. As you can clearly see, it's from Korea and called Yukpa. And to say I'm extremely excited to make this is an understatement. And here's how to do it. First up was to choose the beef. I went with this flat iron steak. You can literally use anything you like. Then you want to go ahead and slice it. Don't do it too thin, if not it's going to be too dry. In the end, take a look. This is what I was left with. For the marinade, it's quite different than all others. Into a bowl, I threw in some garlic, followed by brown sugar, sesame seeds, black pepper, chili flakes, honey, and soy sauce. Mix everything well and combine these ingredients together, and my marinade is now ready. As you saw it there, it does not get any easier than that. At the same time, I'm hoping that this one is going to be the most tasty. As now, we want to cover it up and let it marinate for 24 hours. The very next day, I took it out and take a look. You can clearly see the differences in color. That is what you want. Next up is to go ahead and lay everything down on a cooling rack. Make sure to leave enough spaces between them, and into my dehydrator it goes. You want to put it at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Let it dry in there until you're happy with the texture. For me, this was good enough. It took about 4 hours. I didn't want my extra dry, just dry enough so that I could have some extra flavor. Because I'll tell you one thing, we're going to be devouring these right now, and I have a feeling that this one is going to be extra tasty. However, don't forget that we're about to taste all of them. And to clean up our pellets, I went ahead and made a little side dish. You can call these cute, but trust me when I tell you, they are absolutely delicious. And the best part is that they're super simple and easy to make, and here's how. Into a blender, I threw in some roasted bell peppers, followed by sun-dried tomatoes, oregano, paprika, garlic, Parmigiano Reggiano, and a tiny bit of Parma ham. Now blend everything on high, and as soon as everything got chopped up, I threw in some good quality olive oil. Blend everything well once again, and in the end, I was left with this, a nice thick sauce. That's what you want. As next up, we're going to be using this ingredient, Parmigiano Reggiano, the real deal. You want to throw everything into the blender and blend it on high. You should be left with something like this. Now into a bowl everything went, followed by 2 egg whites. Mix everything well until you have a moldable consistency. Then you want to make nice small balls just like this. As now we want to fry them in high heat until we get a nice golden brown color. And believe me when I tell you, these are delicious. To finish it up, I went ahead and fried some prosciutto, and when you do so and you let them rest, they'll get nice and crackly like this. The only thing left to do now is to plate it up. I went ahead and added sauce on the bottom and top of my balls, followed by that prosciutto. To finish it up, I added some chives for color. Now this is today's side dish, and I have a feeling that they're gonna be perfect to cleanse our palates, as I cannot wait to find out which jerky is gonna be best. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to eat. So let's do it. All right, everybody, here we got our beautiful jerky today, gentlemen.
We're used to like very juicy and tender steaks, but now it looks like we got
Dry. So these are beef jerkies from different countries.
Oh.
I'm not gonna tell you what country it is. I'd love for you to guess what country it is. And at the same time, brutally honest opinion.
I'm glad there's a lot of beef jerky on this table because normally beef jerky does not fill me up and I am very hungry right now.
Good. Well, you might still be hungry because you're gonna eat all the jerky and a mini side dish.
Man, you got no steaks back there?
Your job is to guess what country it's from. Let's begin right here. Please dig in. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, I'm chewing this one, boy.
Spicy, tasty, nicely dry.
It's definitely dry.
It's
Very
one that you
dry.
can chew for quite a bit and that flavor just keeps coming out. It produces an incredible amount of juices in my mouth with the saliva.
There's no juices coming out of this jerky, boy.
I know, that didn't sound good.
It makes your mouth water.
Yes.
But it's not juicy.
No.
It does have a really good flavor on it though. This is just weird, man. I'm used to like juicy, nice, delicious, tender steaks that take 2 bites and it's gone. This is weird, but I mean, I can't lie, this is very delicious.
I like it. You like it?
It's 10 times better than Jack Link's.
Where is it from?
It has to be Asian.
I don't know, man. I didn't even know other countries made beef jerky. Thought that was some American thing.
So this one, it's from Korea.
Hey!
Oh,
I highly recommend you giving it a try. Very, very tasty. I like it. You guys like it?
I ate my whole very tough and delicious piece.
If I ate the whole thing, I'd be sweating for the whole rest of the video, man.
Ready for the next?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Oh, this one is like slimy.
This one is very different.
Interested to see how this tastes.
Well, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, it's soft.
Oh, I like that a lot.
That's delicious, everybody.
It's definitely sweet.
Very, very tasty sauce right here. I'm a big fan of this one. The texture is so different from the last one. This one's definitely a lot softer to chew and it's very crumbly. It breaks apart a lot easier.
So this one here was made with steak, and this one is actually ground pork. That's why it's so soft.
I like it. It's good.
I like it too. It kind of reminds me of like almost like a teriyaki sauce.
So, where's it from?
If I had to guess, I don't know, Japan.
Malaysia.
Good guess, but no. This one is from China. Slightly sweet, it's still moist, and very delicious, everybody. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
This one's yummy. That's the right word for it. It's yummy.
Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. Yes. So far, we're in a row here because nothing has been bad. But I would love for you guys to try this side dish. Let's cleanse our palates with this one. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, that's delicious.
Salty, flavorful.
The crispiness from the prosciutto, Parmesan ball is so creamy. It's so soft.
That is a fantastic side dish. I love the sauce. It gives a nice contrast from the savoriness of the cheese inside. Like Angel said, that prosciutto gives a nice little crispy bite. It's perfect. That's a really good side dish.
And most importantly, everybody, it is ridiculously easy to make.
Are you sure, Guga?
I promise, this one is ridiculously easy, okay, everybody?
They're all easy.
That one's ridiculously easy.
This is ridiculously
There are
easy.
others that are just
I
easy.
know my comment section makes fun of me, but it's easy. Okay, I'm excited for this next one. Are you guys ready? Please dig in.
This one looks like a steak.
Let's give it a try right now. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Very different from all others.
This has the consistency of a regular steak.
Well, a little bit drier, but
Yeah, drier and chewier.
it's the closest thing to steak so far of what we've tried.
I like this one a lot. It might be one of my favorites.
I like it because it's not dry and it's not like the Sahara Desert, you know? It's more like Miami.
It's definitely closest.
Okay.
You like that, huh? You couldn't keep a straight face, huh?
I do like it. I think it has a little bit of a milder flavor. It's not like these other jerkies that we've tried that are like boom right in your face. This one's a lot more milder and just tastes more like beef. It's very good.
Can you guys guess where this is from?
Brazil.
Brazil. Good one though, good one.
Close? Was I close?
This is called Buton. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And it's from Africa. To be specific, from South Africa. It tastes marvelous,
does.
okay?
It really
Phenomenal. So far, I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Now we got something special. This one is called jerky a la guga. Let's give it a go, please.
Jerky
I
a
will
la
tell
guga.
you the meat. It is a Japanese Wagyu A5
Damn.
tenderloin, also known as the god of steaks.
Dude, you could see it.
We're in for a treat right now. A5 jerky, that is unheard of.
One thing I forgot, it's also dry aged.
Okay. We are doing our thing today.
Let's give it a go and see if this is worth it or not. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's juicy.
How does that even make sense?
That's so amazing, everybody. That's fantastic.
This is
That's
crazy.
what I like to say. 10 out of 10 will highly recommend.
That
Wow.
is insane how good that is. You can literally pull the fibers apart like it was jerky, but it's juicy and you can feel that richness from the fat coat your mouth. Amazing flavor, great texture. Guga, this is amazing.
That is incredible because you bite it and you would expect it to be really dry, really chewy, but it's actually soft, juicy, and actually tender too.
Not dry at all.
Not dry at all.
Now, a lot of people say that fat and jerky don't go along. Fat and jerky goes very along, everybody, because that's delicious. Let me know in the comments down below if I missed a jerky from your country. We might even do it on the next episode. Put it down and we're gonna make it happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.